Recognizing two-thirds of the axis of good that you guys deal with, police, fire, and emergency room nurses. And by the way, it's an emergency room nurses recognition week also by being Nurses Week. So luckily we have people that make our communities better communities, and one of the mainstays of exchange clubs, which is main focus in prevention of child abuse, is also recognizing students of the month, firefighters of the year, and police of the year. So I have the great joy in recognizing people that were recognized actually by their own department. If you imagine being in a business and being evaluated on a day-to-day basis by your peers, that's what the honor this is. And keep in mind that if you look at major disasters that have just happened, whether it be tornado damage or Katrina or whatever, I use Katrina as an example of what went wrong with America. When that storm came in, there was no police, there was no fire, there was no substance to the community. And if you don't want to recognize your police and fire on a yearly basis, I think you're making a very sad decision. Also, one of the other hats I wear, which they're part of the Axis, is the Save Abandoned Babies Foundation. I'm on the board of directors for that, and I got actually involved in it after some babies that were actually in this very community, baby at a countryside landfill, and then two brought into the emergency room. But the place where you can bring your abandoned baby is to a police station, a fire station, or an emergency room. So that's the axis of good that I talked about. So we will be recognizing our nurses soon, and today I thought would be a good time to recognize the police and fire. So without further ado, on the law enforcement side, if you want to come up here and help me present to Michael Bush. So I've not met Michael, so I'm going to let the chief tell you something about Michael and why he feels that he is an excellent candidate.
So briefly, you may recall back in, I think it was in February, I came here and we were talking. So this is kind of a different place we've got to, based on what the conversation was then. That was right after those lawsuits were filed, you may recall.
Yes, yes.
So what's significant about today is, if you think about it, from everybody who started talking, starting over here about kind of jokingly about how safe they feel when they came down here. But you know, the reality of that is when you see a police officer and you know what's happening in the community and you know what public safety brings to the community, that's very significant. So when we look at everything that's going on in the news today, you know, Osama bin Laden, that's way, way up here. But when you stop to think about every single day what goes on in the community, and when you pick up that phone and you dial 911, what happens and who comes? And that's what's significant about today. So Mike Bush, even though we're recognizing him as the Police Officer of the Year and we recognize him in the department as well, he's representative of the Mundelein Police Department. He represents every one of those men and women that are out on the street, that when you pick up the phone and you call, someone's going to come. But additional to that, and I can go through and tell you about all of the arrests he's made, all the contacts he's made, potentially all the lives that he's saved, all the guns he's taken off the street, all the cars that he has seized, all the, they say guns, drugs, gang members, because that's primarily what he works on, is the gang, special operations kinds of activities. But he represents the entire police department. Now, one of the things we told him today is we were trying to surprise him, so we told him that we were going to have him do a presentation on gangs. So he kind of looked at me like I was goofy because he didn't believe what we were doing. So anyway, it's an honor for us to be here. It's an honor for us to be standing here and having you folks recognize us, Doctor. I appreciate that because it means very, very lot to everybody. And it's very significant about what the feedback from the community is for us and how that keeps us moving forward. So thank you so much, and thank you, Mike. Thank you. Your presentation.
you want to say a few words, Mike, or not?
Thank you for the award, and I really appreciate the opportunity to serve and help people in Mundelein. Thanks.
And then the next presentation I'd like to make is to Lieutenant Starkey. And actually our exchange club gets to meet at his home base. So we thank Chief Sashko for that. And Lieutenant Tim Starkey's been with Mundelein Fire, I believe, a little over 20 years. And been involved in a lot of things, of which one of the things that I like to do is drink coffee. And he can possibly tell you about, he did something with coffee recently, golden coffee.
Well, first of all, very proud of Tim for this award. It does come from his peers, and one of the best things about Tim, it's always difficult to follow Chief Rose's speeches, but I'll give it a shot. One of the biggest assets that Tim brings to our department is not only is he a tremendous firefighter, an excellent paramedic, a leader in our organization, but he is a training specialist in that new firefighters that come in, firefighters we welcome to Village of Mundelein to learn how the Mundelein way is and how we teach people. Tim is one of the forefront leaders in that aspect of it. Tim does a great job. He has a teaching demeanor that would take a scary situation to most of us. Heat, smoke, can't see, have to do everything by feel, and is able to take new firefighters who have never been in this environment, even civilians who have never been in this environment, and show them how to do this, how calm it is, the difficult work that's involved with it. Tim has actually been to Indianapolis to training courses down there. He's been down to my old hometown in Elmhurst and taught firefighters down there. So he is beyond your basic firefighter riding around an engine or an ambulance. We're very proud of those individuals, but when somebody steps up and is awarded this kind of prestigious award, it's tremendous for not only the organization, but for Tim to acknowledge all his efforts that he puts in above and beyond. What Dr. Oster is referencing is Tim took it on himself with a couple other members to honor retired members. So this fire department is built on a tremendous amount of history we're very proud of. And we don't want to see that history gone. So what Tim does is he organized what we call our Golden Cup Society. So when you retire from the Mundelein Fire Department, you get a golden cup. It's hung in our kitchen so that when you come to the fire department, one of the ironic things is we found people feel more comfortable when there's a piece of them at the fire department. So they can go to the golden cup, get their mug, and get a hot, warm cup of coffee for them. In conjunction with that, we offer a spaghetti dinner for our retired members to come back, have dinner, because one of the traditions in the fire service is dinner around the table. We all break bread together. That's why it's a brotherhood. Like our police officer friends, they all are brotherhood. We strive to make each other better. We both all hurt when somebody is lost in the line of duty. So with the Golden Cup, we never lose that memory of our fallen, or our members that are with us and who still survive and who still strive to protect the village of Mundelein. So we're very proud of it.
So we'd like to get a picture of you so that the other firefighters can get their ice cream.
Yeah, please. It takes the load off.
That's one of the things that they do is if their picture gets in the newspaper, they have to buy ice cream for their shift.
Well, I just want to say thank you for this award. I appreciate it. And after what Chief said, I can't say much more. I wasn't sure he was talking about me. We got a great department. It's a great town to work in. Can't say much more than that. Thank you.